Before there were courts and written laws, before police, before kings, justice was personal, immediate, emotional, and often violent. The Bible does not clean these stories up. It records them exactly as they happened. Not to celebrate them, but to show what happens when power, fear, revenge, and justice collide before moral order is fully established. These are not parables. They are case files. This is Sir John Eric Channel, and you're watching the Bible's Censored Files. Tonight, we examine 5 biblical true crimes ranked by moral ambiguity, from disturbing to almost unbearable. Case File 5: Ehud and King Eglon, the assassination that ended an occupation. This crime was committed because Israel was oppressed. After the death of Israel's judge, the people again did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. As a result, they were handed over to Eglon, king of Moab. For 18 years, Israel served him. Eglon ruled from Jericho. Tribute was demanded regularly. Israel had no independence. God raised up a deliverer named Ehud, son of Gera, from the tribe of Benjamin. He was left-handed. Ehud was chosen to carry the tribute to the king. Before going, he made a sword for himself. It was double-edged, about a cubit long. He strapped it to his right thigh under his clothing. After delivering the tribute, Ehud dismissed the men who had carried it. He himself turned back near the carved stones at Gilgal. He sent word to the king, saying, "I have a secret message for you, O king." The king ordered silence. All his attendants left the room. Ehud entered the cool upper chamber where the king was sitting alone. He said, "I have a message from God for you." As the king stood, Ehud reached with his left hand, drew the sword from his right thigh, and plunged it into the king's belly. The blade went in so deep that the handle disappeared. The fat closed over the blade. Ehud did not pull it out. He went out to the porch. He shut the doors of the chamber behind him and locked them. The servants came later. Seeing the doors locked, they assumed the king was relieving himself. They waited until they were embarrassed. When they opened the doors, they found their lord dead on the floor. Ehud had already escaped. He passed the carved stones and fled to the hill country of Ephraim. There, he blew the trumpet. Israel gathered to him. He said, "Follow me, for the Lord has given Moab into your hands." They seized the fords of the Jordan and allowed no one to cross. About 10,000 Moabites were killed. Moab was subdued. The land had rest for 80 years. Case File 4: Jael and Sisera, the killing inside the tent. This crime was committed because Israel was crushed by military terror. After Ehud died, Israel again did evil. They were sold into the hand of Jabin, king of Canaan, who ruled in Hazor. The commander of his army was Sisera. He possessed 900 iron chariots. For 20 years he oppressed Israel cruelly. Deborah, a prophetess, judged Israel at that time. She summoned Barak and told him the Lord would deliver Sisera into his hands. Sisera's army was routed. His chariots failed. Sisera fled on foot. He came to the tent of Jael, wife of Heber the Kenite. There was peace between Heber's household and Jabin. Jael went out to meet Sisera. She said, "Turn aside, my lord. Do not fear." He entered her tent. She covered him with a blanket. He asked for water. She gave him milk. She covered him again. He told her to stand guard at the door and deny his presence. Exhausted, Sisera fell into a deep sleep. Jael took a tent peg and a hammer. She approached quietly. She drove the peg through his temple into the ground. He died. When Barak came pursuing Sisera, Jael met him and said, "Come, and I will show you the man you are seeking." Sisera lay dead. That day, God subdued Jabin. Deborah later sang that Jael was most blessed among women. Nothing more is recorded about her life. Case File 3: Adoni-Bezek. Cruelty returned in kind. This crime was committed because mutilation had become a weapon of power. Adoni-Bezek was a king who conquered other kings, 70 of them. He cut off their thumbs and big toes. They gathered scraps under his table. Judah and Simeon fought against him. They defeated him and captured him. They cut off his thumbs and big toes. Adoni-Bezek said, 70 kings gathered scraps under my table. As I have done, so God has repaid me. They brought him to Jerusalem. He died there. The text offers no commentary. Case File 2. Simeon and Levi, the slaughter of a city. This crime was committed because Dinah was violated. Dinah was the daughter of Jacob and Leah. She went out to see the women of the land. Shechem, son of Hamor, seized her and lay with her. Afterward, he desired her. He spoke tenderly. He asked his father to arrange marriage. Jacob heard of the defilement and waited in silence until his sons returned. Simeon and Levi answered deceitfully. They demanded circumcision for every male. The city agreed. On the third day, while the men were in pain, Simeon and Levi took swords and entered the city. They killed every male. They killed Hamor and Shechem. They took Dinah from the house. The sons of Jacob looted the city. Jacob rebuked them. Years later, he cursed their anger, calling it cruel. Case File 1. Ish-Bosheth, the betrayal inside the house. This crime was committed because ambition demanded opportunity. Ish-Bosheth, son of Saul, ruled Israel. Two captains, Rechab and Baanah, entered his house during a midday nap. They struck him in the stomach. They killed him. They cut off his head. They traveled all night and brought it to David. They expected reward. David ordered their execution. Their hands and feet were cut off. Their bodies were displayed. The head was buried with honor. These are not heroic legends. They are records. They show justice before restraint, power before accountability, and revenge before law. Before there was a king, everyone did what was right in their own eyes, and the evidence is written in blood.